I have three amazing daughters, and I'm about to do something that might sound a little bit morbid, but it's actually one of the most loving things that I can do for them. And it's called Swedish Death Cleaning, and it's changing how we're planning for retirement. Hello, I'm Katrina, and I want to welcome you to Trailblazing Retirement. A few months ago, I was in our spare bedroom, our storage room, also known as the junk room, looking for our camping gear. And it hit me that we have just so much stuff. And if something happened to John or myself tomorrow, our daughters would have to deal with all of this stuff, every box, every closet, every drawer, 30 plus years of accumulated stuff. And that's when I got serious about decluttering our house and discovered Swedish Death Cleaning. And it's not as dark as it sounds. It's actually deeply practical. It's incredibly freeing. And here's the part that I found the most meaningful about the whole process. It's really one of the kindest things you can do for the people you love. Today, I'm sharing why I'm doing this, how it connects to retirement planning, and the specific steps I'm taking to declutter our lives before we downsize. Not someday, but right now. If you have children, or if you're thinking about downsizing for retirement, or if you've ever looked around your house and thought, where did all of this stuff even come from? This one's for you. Let's talk about Swedish Death Cleaning and why it matters in preparing for retirement and how it can help you live a lighter, freer life right now. So first, what is Swedish Death Cleaning? This concept was popularized by a Swedish author named Margareta Magnusson in her book, The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. And in her book, she writes about this Swedish cultural practice. And the basic idea is this. It's the process of freeing yourself and your family from a lifetime of clutter, a lifetime of material objects, right? It's a decluttering method that encourages people to get rid of belongings before death to spare loved ones from having to manage them. Now, I know what you're thinking, Katrina, this sounds incredibly morbid. Why are we talking about death in a retirement planning video? It's supposed to be talking about fun and living your best life, and it is, right? But here's why Swedish Death Cleaning isn't about just dwelling on death. It's really about simplifying your life right now and reducing the clutter and all the burden that comes along with that. It has that added benefit of making it easier for your loved ones later. And here's the part that really resonated with me as a mom. This isn't just practical, it's deeply considerate for your children. The Swedish culture is pragmatic and highly considerate of others, and death cleaning is a way to ease the burden on your relatives and save them the stress, the indecision, the embarrassment, and any potential squabbles after you've gone. And I've watched this with friends who've lost parents. When we've lost family members, you're spending months, sometimes even years, sorting through like a lifetime of belongings and thinking about, trying to figure out where would they want these items to go? Did these things really matter to them? What should we keep? What should we let go? What did they want each of us to have? And doing all of this while you're grieving is very difficult and heartbreaking, really. And so I decided I'm not doing that to my daughters. So why does this matter for retirement? So, okay, you're asking yourself, this is interesting, Katrina, but I'm not 80 years old. Why should I care about this right now? There's three reasons, and all three connect directly to retirement planning, actually. So the three reasons why this matters now. Reason number one, you're probably going to downsize anyway. So if you're planning retirement, especially if you're thinking about slow travel or testing out different retirement destinations, moving to a smaller home or a condo, or maybe you're going to hit the road in an RV, you can't take all that stuff with you. So now's the perfect time to get started on this process. John and I talk a lot about our retirement plans on this channel, about exploring mountain towns, testing out different retirement destinations, maybe even slow traveling full-time for a while. But you know what doesn't work with that lifestyle? 2,000 square feet of accumulated belongings, right? So at some point, you're going to have to go through all of this anyway. And the question is, are you going to do it in a panic right before you have to move, right when you're selling your house? Or are you going to do it thoughtfully over time, starting now? My vote is for now. Reason number two, clutter is expensive. Every item that you own actually costs you something. Storage space, mental energy, maintenance, insurance, moving costs to relocate and carry that stuff with you to a new place. We're working hard to build our retirement nest egg, and every dollar we spend maintaining stuff that we don't use or love or nobody wants is a dollar we can't spend living life now and in our retirement. You know, going on those awesome hiking destination trips or exploring a new city. So Swedish Death Cleaning forces you to ask a really important question about every single thing you own. Will anyone be happier if I save this? And if the answer is no, why are you keeping it? Reason number three is this is an act of love. And this is the one that really got me. This is why I'm doing this now. Even though John and I are a few years away from retirement and hopefully decades away from our daughters having to deal with our estate, we know that our daughters are building their own lives. They have their own stuff, their own homes, their own styles. The things that I've saved for them, things from their childhood, do they truly want those mementos? Do they want the furniture that I think they might want someday? This process lets me find out now. And here's what I realized. Holding on to all of this isn't preserving memories for them. It's really creating a burden for them. So sorting through your belongings once you're gone is an awful burden to put on someone when they're going through that grieving process. So get rid of the things that you don't need or nobody wants now. It really makes it less painful for them in the future. And that's not morbid, that's love. So how am I actually doing it? So let's get into the actual process, because Swedish Death Cleaning isn't a one weekend project. It's an ongoing practice, and there are specific steps that make it less overwhelming. So step one, start small and start with the easy stuff. So Magnuson in her book, she recommends staying away from all the nostalgic things to start with, so the photographs, all those things that are really going to be difficult to make decisions on. Don't start with that. That makes it difficult for you. Instead, start by decluttering the closet where you're sure to find things that you don't wear anymore and that just don't fit. So it's really easy to start getting rid of those things. So like that's where I started, in my closet, getting rid of those clothes that I haven't worn in a year. If I haven't worn it or touched it in a year, I'm getting rid of it. So, I keeping a few practical pieces that I genuinely love, but everything else gets donated to someone who can actually use them. And so now they're not just taking up space in my life. Step two, ask the clarifying question. For every single item, I'm asking myself, do I use this now? Will anyone I love actually want this? And will anyone be happier if I save this? And if the answer is no to all of those, then it goes. And here's the thing that I've learned. Getting rid of something doesn't mean you're forgetting the memory attached to it. You've kept certain items around the house as a reminder of the experiences, but you don't need to have that actual object to trigger a memory. Your mind still holds onto the trip or that special day that led you to keep that souvenir in the first place. I don't need to save a souvenir mug from a trip 15 years ago. I have the memory. I can take a photo of it if it's really that important to me to have that memory, that reminder of it. The mug itself is just clutter. So step three, involve your family. And this is the best part. This is huge. One of the most important and powerful parts of Swedish Death Cleaning is asking the people in your life if they want your stuff, and being thoughtful about who you think you want to pass things along to. So ask your family members if they want the things that you think they might want. It could be family heirlooms, furniture, kitchen items, and be sure to give them full permission to say no. So it's okay to say no. You're not going to hurt my feelings, I promise. And if they say no, then let it go. It is actually quite freeing. Give it a try because now you don't have to hold on to those things for them for later when they don't even actually want them. So if you know what you'd like to be done with a certain belonging after you pass, tell someone or leave a note. Put it in your will if it's like a big item or something along those lines that you're hanging on to, you want to keep until that moment. But better yet, if you want them to have it, go ahead and give it to them now. If you've stopped using that good china that one of your children have always admired, hey, take it to them. Say, hey, I'm going to give this to you now, so you can share in the joy of that giving while you're still there, to see the joy that it brings to them. And so they know that you really, truly wanted them to have that. So you can also give things to your friends. Like if you have a scarf that one of your friends has always admired, give it to them the next time you see them. To know something will be well used and have a new home is a joy. Step 4, keep one small private box for yourself. And this is one of my favorite parts of Magnuson's advice. She recommends keeping one box. She calls it your personal memory box. And that can hold anything from old love letters, movie programs, or shows that you went to with a loved one, memories from traveling, maybe a special little stone or a beautiful little shell that is meaningful to you. This stuff that's deeply personal, right? It doesn't really maybe have a significance to other people, but it's your personal little mementos. And it only kind of really matters to you, and that's okay. You're allowed to have that one box of things that no one else will understand. Everything else, it needs to justify its place in your life right now and in the future. Okay, so I want to be real with you for a minute. This process is emotional. I'm not going to pretend it's not. Going through my daughter's baby clothes, I'm going to try not to cry. Going through my daughter's baby clothes, their artwork from elementary school, um, the Mother's Day cards that they made for me. That stuff's hard to let go of, but here's what I keep coming back to. I'm not throwing away those memories. I'm not erasing their childhood. I'm making a choice about how I carry those memories forward. I've started photographing those things before I let them go, that finger painting. I don't need, stacks and stacks of all their beautiful little artwork. I can take pictures of that and have a digital library of that. I don't need the actual piece of paper. I can let that go. And I can share that with them. And honestly, that's probably safer and easier to share with them someday than boxes of papers. And here's the thing I didn't expect. Life actually becomes more pleasant and comfortable when you can get rid of some of the abundance, some of the mess that's cluttering up your life and that's unnecessary. And it helps you to see, when you're thinking about spending your hard-earned money on stuff, you can remember, I already have plenty of things. Do I really need to buy this new item to bring home to my house to have to decide in a year from now what I want to do with it, right? So this process really kind of shifts your mindset overall, and you start to feel lighter. You can find things. You're not managing stuff all the time, and you have more mental space for the things that actually matter, like planning our next hiking trip or researching a retirement destination. So Swedish Death Cleaning can help free up mental and physical space. It helps to reduce stress. It makes life more enjoyable in the present, right now. And that's the whole point. This isn't about death. It's about living lighter now. So if this process makes you emotional, that's okay. That's normal, but don't let the emotion stop you from doing it, because on the other side of that emotion is freedom. And it's actually quite lovely to explore those emotional memories and just reminisce on those times you had with your family. So some practical tips from the process. All right, so let me give you some specific tips that have made this process easier for me. Tip number 1, set a timer. Don't try to tackle the whole house in one weekend. Do like 30 minutes a day, 3 days a week. That's it. And it's amazing how much progress you can make with that consistency. Just be consistent with it and make it like a process and a part of your week. Tip 2, have your systems ready before you start. So have 4 boxes or bags or stacks or a pile. Those four should be items that you're going to keep, items that you're going to donate, items that you want to give to a specific person, and then items you want to sell. That's simple. But having these systems ready to go and making those decisions as you go through each item, it's like one and done. I've already made the decision on that. It's in its appropriate place, and it's going to either be kept, it's going to be donated, it's going to be given to a specific person right now, or I'm going to sell it. Makes it simple. So tip 3, take before and after pictures. So this is huge for motivation. So, you're tackling a messy closet, take a picture before you get started. And then when you get the closet finished or finish cleaning out that drawer, take another photo and you got that before and after. And if you're feeling discouraged, go back and look at all the progress you've made. Tip 4, don't save everything for your kids to choose from later. That's a big trap you can fall into. You can tell yourself, well, they might want this someday, so I'll keep it and let them decide. No, don't do that. Ask them now. If you think that they want it, go ahead and ask them. Send them a picture of it. Hey, you want this? And if they say no, and give them permission to say no, leave them and then get rid of it. There's no need to hang on to it for them. Tip 5, remember that you can't take it with you, literally. If John and I end up slow traveling, we are definitely downsizing, maybe we'll live on the road for a few years, move to a smaller location. We can't bring most of this stuff with us anyway. So we're choosing now. We're deciding now what's essential, because the retirement life we actually want doesn't have room for boxes and boxes full of stuff we never look at. Tip 6, reward yourself. So Magnuson says it's all right to reward yourself along the way. Go see a movie once you accomplish a big task. Take a walk on a lovely trail. Just don't go out and buy new stuff. So why am I sharing all of this with you? A few reasons. One, if you're planning to downsize for retirement, this is work you're going to do anyway. So you might as well start now when you're not under the pressure of a moving deadline or sudden life change. Number 2, this is a gift you can give your family. Whether you have kids or not, someone is going to have to deal with your belongings eventually. You can make that easier for them by doing this thoughtful work yourself. While you're here, while you can make those intentional decisions and see your belongings go to the people you want them to. And 3, this practice makes your life better right now. Not in retirement, not someday, but right now. We have more space, more clarity, less stress, and we're making conscious choices about what we carry into retirement and conscious choices about what we purchase now, instead of just dragging that stuff along with us when we move forward by default. And honestly, as a mom, there's something deeply comforting about knowing that when my time comes, whether that's, a year from now or 50 years from now, my daughters won't have to spend months sorting through my stuff and making those hard decisions. They won't have to wonder about what mattered to me. They won't have to make 1,000 tiny little decisions about things they don't understand while they're grieving. And that's not morbid. That's one of the last acts of love I can give them. So I'm doing this now while I'm healthy, while I'm clear-headed, while I can make these decisions thoughtfully instead of forcing my loved ones to do it later in the worst possible circumstances. So here's my challenge to you, and I want you to actually do this, not just think about it. Get up and do it, okay? So pick one space to start with this week. A kitchen drawer, a cabinet, a hall closet, a linen closet. And I want you to set that timer for 30 minutes and ask yourself the clarifying questions as you go through the space. Do I use this now? Will anyone I love actually want this? And will anyone be happier if I save this? And let go of what doesn't serve your life now or the retirement life you're actually building towards. That's it. 30 minutes, one small space. Do it this week. And then come back and tell me in the comments, which space did you tackle? What surprised you about the process? Was it easier than you thought? What part was harder than expected? And if this video was helpful, please hit that like button, maybe share it with a friend so they can find it, right? And if you're new here, consider subscribing to our channel, Trailblazing Retirement. John and I are documenting our journey from pre-retirement planning to finding our perfect base camps around the world and clearing out a whole lot of clutter along the way. So remember, Swedish Death Cleaning isn't about death, it's about life. It's about making conscious choices. It's about living lighter, and it's about being kind to the people we love. I'm Katrina from Trailblazing Retirement. Thank you for letting me share this personal journey with you. See you on the trail.